We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, welcome back. You're at the Speedy Creek Shootout. I'm Chris, joined by Dave. We're in the semifinals here, Dave, and a couple of surprises and a couple of hopes. I know that our producer is looking for McDonald to take this one. What's your thoughts?
Well, coming into it, McDonald had a great game last night that myself and Jim were able to call in the quarterfinals, and he had that big win over Sam Moybrook that secured him that last playoff spot and got him in, and obviously he got the win a little bit earlier. Now, Lukas Klima has had a strong bonspiel and also a very strong season. And he amassed a 4-1 record through pool play. So we should have a pretty good setup here, Chris.
I know that this is the team. They're going to Worlds, are they not? I'm fairly certain this is the team going to Worlds. I know we had the discussion that the Korean team had 3 out of 4, and they are still mixing them up, some of these teams. But talk about the big upset this morning as this one makes it in over to the wing.
Yeah, it was this morning. This morning it was Nicholas Dean taking the loss, and obviously that was not something that it was expecting. Nicholas had played well all week long and really was, I don't want to say he was dominating his opponent, but it was certainly playing well, and Jacob Libis was able to squeeze it out there. So a big win for them, and it's Libis versus Kleider in our other semis. And we have that stream online for you, and you can catch Jim and Ryan on that call on our other channel. So
yeah, I had the pleasure of calling with Ryan the Kleider Laycock game. And that was a close one right up until the 7th end, where a couple of misses put Laycock down by 5. and that was just that was it in the seventh. Shake the hands, call it a day. And I had seen a couple of the Laycock games, called them earlier in the week, and he was always in control until the last couple of ends, and those got away from him. So was a little bit shocked that he didn't address some stones and gave up 5, but we're certainly rolling along on this one. The side-by-side sheets, we're lucky to be able to see a little bit as this one makes its way down. And I believe this is sheet 5, so there is a bit of a run on that side, if I remember right.
Well, I know sheet 2 had a bit of a run on the right-hander's outturn side going away from the glass. That's been there most of the week. Sheet 5, I haven't seen a lot of sheet 5 myself. Only had a couple games on. I don't think I noticed anything particularly out of whack there. But, yeah, I mean, you talked about Team Laycock. Once again, Steve's not there again this weekend because of doubles obligations. So Sean Meacham skipped the team, as he has very often this season. And Sean's been very successful with that squad while he's had the reins. And, yeah, you know, a little surprising that it wasn't the best game. But Ryland Claytor, I mean, you can't say enough about the two teams that really made the moves into the top ranks this year, being Ryland Claytor and Team Moybrook. Those are we've had an opportunity to call many of their tournaments here on Curling Stadium, and really watching them develop throughout the year has been a treat.
So that rock came down, and Klima has the hammer. So the question is whether or not he wants to create some separation and get multiples here. He's already lying 1 and 2. But he looks like he's going to come in the opposite side. And that rock is going to have to move sideways. And we know that these sheets have been finishing late.
It's been a lot of curl early. It's been flattening out a little bit as the game goes on, as the ice has been keying up to full speed. And most importantly, I'm very happy that our friend who's been there all weekend long in that New York Islander sweater is there.
All right, we said no politics. Come on, no sports politics.
Well,
either,
that's not politics. He's just we just question whether he's actually left the club yet.
So he doesn't quite get what he's looking for. This one rubs the back red, and I think it barely stuck around. That one might just be hanging on, not that it really matters.
Well, yeah, if that one counts at the end, Klima's going to have some real McDonald's got some real problems. I think the shot for J-Mac here is to draw down to that back one and take the end away. I think we're getting just a little bit too late to try to hit your way through.
Well, I think they're looking at the two options. The one call I don't see is oh, there it is finally.
I had faith in him.
He's going to have to skinny past that top yellow rock in order to get into the pocket. And
now we're going to have Dallas Burgess with this.
It might be a tiny bit too much ice because of what I believe is a tiny bit of a ridge out there. But if the weight's right, we'll see.
You see Derek Semolgoski throwing second. He's been subbing in with them all week long.
There's that ridge. It's not coming off the ridge, as I said. So a little bump tucks that Yellowstone even more behind cover. Now that could have been the ridge, could have been the weight. I think the broom was in the right place. But it's got to get over that tiny little hump. And it won't do that until the W in Brandworks. That's what I've been seeing all week. So they're going to try this again.
Yeah, here you're going to see they're going to try wrap it around.
And these increased rotations are part of what I think is working against them. When you get those ridges, the line looks better. Now you're going to see it. Just about there. You see it start to break, but it's still holding that ridge. And that one's pretty much open.
It is open. They should be able to take out 2 of the stones there. The problem is it might go onto their third one. I'm still surprised they haven't taken a look on the outturn side, as long as Jordon doesn't fall on his face.
Well, he might be saving that. I used to play against a guy, little tiny guy named Jim Armstrong, and that was Jim's tactic. He would always play one side of the sheet, drawing you away to leave himself the open draw on the opposite side.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you find it so often that you kind of get tunnel vision in the end, and you forget that there's 12 feet of ice to work with.
All right. Settling in here. I don't know if you got enough spin on the stone there, Dave. You're really rocking that one, making sure it's clean before he throws it. So there's that compensation for that ridge. You think he's looking for just a tiny bit more ice. My dog settles in to watch this show. Staring intently at the screen right now. It's odd. All right, here comes the upweight throw. Gets 1, gets 2. Doesn't move a lot.
It's not a bad outcome for McDonald there. Not a bad leave. It's going to give him some place to throw at to try to get out of it. Klima's got to make a good one here, or else McDonald will have a way in to take away the end from him.
Yeah, but I think the way Klima's been playing all week, there isn't going to be much of a doubt on this one. He just needs, I'm thinking, maybe back 4 weight, maybe back 8. Depends on this ridge. A lot of ice there, though. Might be too much ice. Had the pleasure of watching this team play when I was in the Czech Republic a few years ago now.
I do believe they're at an event I played at in Füssen, Germany last year.
All right. Not a lot of broom on this, so they must like it. Now they're starting to work it. They don't want to drag it too deep. That's a nice place. I like that. Yes, there may be a... Well, I would be maybe drawing the other side here.
Yeah, draw the other side would definitely be a good opportunity here. If nothing else, I think you can get up to the face of your own red that's in the 8 foot there and tap it up. But they're going to stay on this side.
This is their last rock of the end, I believe.
Yeah, got to say I'm not in love with being on this side again. Unless you're just going to try to take away 2 and make sure they can only score 2. That's a fine play. Just throw the double. Realize that they're going to draw for 2 after that. Not too bad.
If this doesn't get to the inside, though, or if it gets too far to the inside, you may be looking at 3. Remember the last rock of the end? Klima has hammer. His up weight hit to get rid of a couple of yellows. He gets rid of 1, 2, 3. He's going to be probably drawing here, Klima.
All right, so yeah, take another look at that. He comes out of the hack with the upweight delivery on the intern side. Bringing on over the cranes to get the two in the back of the house. It does leave their stone in that control position, forcing a draw to the other side where we have not been in about a week and a half.
Yeah, I haven't seen much. I think maybe 2 stones early in the end were thrown down.
And that could be a big difference, especially because, you know, they have times, they have split speeds for one side of the ice, and now they're going completely through a different path. So communication is key here between the thrower and the front end.
Well, they've also got to compensate for the brand new pebble on this side because the pebble has not been broken down. So, and I did not see them do the ice maintenance. This looks light. I think he's only going to get the 1.
Yep.
So that's 1. After 1, we'll be back.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
The people have spoken, the votes are in, and the players are ready to rock. At curling's first ever All-Star event, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th, where 13 of the world's best men's and women's curlers face off for a star-studded celebrity pro-am, a unique skills competition, and an all-star skins game you won't want to miss. Got a ticket? We'll see you in Music City. Don't have one? Better hurry. They're going fast. The 2025 TCG All-Star Game, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th. Let's rock.
Hi, I'm Jane.
And I'm Rick, and Jane and I are the owners of Sprague Foods Limited here in Belleville, Ontario, in the Bay of Quinte area. We're a food processing facility, and we can a whole range of products, including soups and sauces and rice pudding and beans.
All right, we're back. And Klima had the opportunity to draw for 2, came up short, and only got the 1. So now McDonald with the hammer in 2. They get rid of a couple of stones, leave the center guard.
Yeah, and with back to Klima's last shot, that's kind of almost coming up a little short as the miss that you would almost feel coming, because every time you throw a rock down a line, especially in the early ends, you're wearing in the lines, bringing the ice up to speed. We played so much down the one side of the ice, and it was just probably a good 6 or 8 feet shorter on the outturn side, and they didn't make that adjustment. So only the single for Klima. McDonald has to feel good with getting out of that with only a 1.
Here's a corner guard. So standard play. We'll see whether or not he's going to come around or give this yellow one just a little bit of a bump. It will break late. Does he pass the guard? Nope. He's going to bump. Wide open to the center.
Yeah, he bumps that to the center. Don't exactly get the roll they wanted, but they still lie shots down up there.
Yeah, it's not really been a lively house at all. I wouldn't call it a dead house, but it's not been an overly lively house. And last game we saw a lot of rocks only getting half buried. So not exactly what they were expecting the rocks to do. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. This one, oh wait, gonna roll out. That was an interesting sweep. Just making sure it knows what direction to go, I guess, Dave.
Yep, and with it open like that and the guard available, McDonald's just gonna try to tuck one underneath his own right here. You see, big Derek Semilgoski, a lot of experience that he can lend to this young team.
All right, waiting for the outcome of this one. This one's moving a bit more. Looks a little bit heavier than perhaps what they wanted. All in all, great shot.
Not too bad. Probably about 2 or 3 feet deeper than they would have liked. It gives Klima some options. They can freeze on down to it, or they can certainly dig it out. There's plenty of finish in the ice, and it looks like the chase is what they want to take on.
And I think that's a great option at this point in time. It is only the second end, and it's early enough that it shouldn't dramatically affect the outcome of the end. I wouldn't think. Of course, Klima looking to steal. Is this going to move enough off for him? Just barely.
No problem. Now, of course, I would expect Jordon to go right back underneath and try to bury one better.
Yeah, a little bit lighter weight here. Gives it a little extra shove.
Yeah, and he started towards the center just a touch. See if it finishes.
Watch it break once it hits that brand works. That's the spot we've been seeing all week for the rocks to start taking off. And looking for the double. Clear out.
Yeah, there's always a critical weight on any given sheet of ice set where the stone will really start to take the curl. And Ended up being about 6 to 8 feet in front of the rings this time.
And like we said, that's a little bit down weight, and that sticks around in the house.
Yeah, Maury just caught just a little bit too thick there in the nose. So opportunity for J-Mac to draw another one underneath here.
So where's J-Mac come from?
Jordon McDonald.
Yeah, I know that, but where'd the nickname start?
I mean, I don't know. It came to me natural. I asked our good friend Connor, who's a good friend with Jordan, and he says that that's all people call him anyway. So I went right to the right thing anyway.
There you go.
It turns out, yeah. I said if it's not his nickname, it should be. And Connor was nice enough to inform me that it is. So J-Mac it is. If he was at my club, we would have already bought him a name tag with it. We have one rule, though. If you acquire a nickname, you're not allowed to give it to yourself. Somebody has to bestow you the nickname.
Oh, yeah. I've got a few too many of those over the years.
Yeah.
None of which I'm allowed to share.
We have a member of our club who's one more Chris, because he always hangs around for one more.
That'll work. Just a little upweight shot.
This one a little bit tight. They're going to have to hold it out there if they're ever going to get the double.
And they do. But that rock's wide open, so we could be looking. Depends on whether or not they want to blank the end and retain hammer, or go hard and maybe get the two.
Yeah, I think Jordan likes the way the rocks are placed right now, so he's going to try to hide underneath that guard one more time.
The 8 million spinneroony.
I'm guilty of that too.
As we go into the Skip's first rock of the second end. Klima leading McDonald 1-0. You can see that. This is not going to climb.
Yeah, just didn't get it far enough, but now Klima has the opportunity. He's going to try the same shot, hide underneath to put the force on and deny Jordan the blank.
Not much ice, so they're compensating a little bit to try and make sure they get the rollover.
Obviously, a situation where you absolutely make sure you make contact here and don't ever leave it the other way. If Jordan gets his blank, so be it. Mission is already accomplished. We've denied him the deuce. Now let's see if we can't get the force.
Yeah, this is the semifinal. Winner and moves on to the final.
He'll face the winner of Kleider versus Libas on the other sheet.
It's going to get the roll. Yeah, crosses the face. Rolls a little bit too much.
I'd say that's good enough to put the force on, most likely. I don't think he wants
Yeah, that's the call there, Dave. They're going to draw for the one, tie the game up.
Yeah, don't want to mess with that early and possibly end up down 2, thrown out there in the weeds the first time. It's just a really tough thing to do.
Looking to adjust the ice there a little
I
bit.
muted myself. I did.
Well, that's a hit for the blank.
Hey, you got the blank. How about that?
All right, 1-0 going into 3. McDonald retains hammer. We'll be back.
Team Homan rocks. Team Moet rocks. But who rocks harder? On April 7th, we'll find out. Presented by Rio Mare, join us in Toronto at the Curling Group's first ever Battle of the Sexes, as world number 1 Team Homan takes on world number 1 Team Moet in a head-to-head charity curling skins game with a twist. 8 ends, 4 rule changes, and curling like you've never seen before. Watch it live on the Grand Slam of Curling website, app, and YouTube, with celebrity coaches and special guest appearances. The Curling Group's first ever Rio Mare Battle of the Sexes, April 7th, Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto. Get your tickets now at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Hey Ben, what's the odds?
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
All right, welcome back. Third end, blank end the last time, Dave. Klima's up 1-0. And a very tight played game.
Yeah, we saw McDonald have a couple opportunities to get something going there in that end, and ultimately wasn't able to get the roll with his first skip rock, and that allowed Klima to pressure him into the blank. And here we are in end number 3 with McDonald still having the hammer.
Yeah. There's a nice little... They're going to stack them and rack them. And see who makes the first mistake in this end. I'm not sure we're going to see too many mistakes here. But the ice has been challenging all week for these skips to be calling the right lines. They seem to have it dialed in, which they should by this stage in the event. By the guard, gonna get past. Nice little bump. Beauty of a little shot.
Yeah, Klima's got one in there pretty nice right now. McDonald's going to have to open things up.
Well, you got to leave yourself the opportunity, and if you stack them up, the other day when we were watching China play, man, there were a lot of rocks in there, and surprised that that team didn't make it into the finals. That moves the landscape a fair amount. Let's take a look at that one again if we can.
We'll see if there you go. Connor put a quarter in the machine where you get the replay here. Big Derek Semilgoski lays it out there. Nice, smooth 7.5 second peel. Bang, bang, 1, 2, 3. Leave yourself up front. And just a single Klima stone on the forefoot.
All right. What are we got going here? Looks like draw weight. Getting down, putting that rock back into play. See if they can get it in behind some cover, but it's hanging out there.
Yeah, that was just a couple touches too heavy there. So, decision time for Jordon McDonald here. They can run this back and actually remove both of them in the house.
No, they just threw this stone. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same shot that they just threw. You know, he can throw the weight.
Oh,
yeah,
just over the top.
One. So they'll draw back in, keeping the pressure on, looking to draw around the top red guard. That yellow stone in the back of the forefoot.
Or catchers for it and try to jam 2 or 3 in the forefoot, and I think that's the tact he's going to make. He's shown he's shown all weekend the ability to play either a wide open game or this little finesse game. So he thinks it's the right time to shift gears, and he's going to get his third Dallas Burgess to do that for him.
Yeah, Klima needed that stone about 3, almost 4 feet higher than what it is. And this one looks pretty good. Past that top guard. Gonna finish shot rock. So beautiful little shot. Levis is up 1-0 over Kleider in the second. And here we are, Klima up 1-0 in the third. Looks just perhaps a bit outside.
Yeah, so that one from Merrick just came on down to the corner. Needed a little bit more finish there in the end. And now Jordan's going to take a look at it here.
Looking for maybe the little bump back on the yellow to sit just in front of the red stone. A difficulty of 1 to 10, I'd say this is about an 8. Should be straightforward shot. It's all about weight control. That did not move.
Yeah,
I think they still have shot.
They do still have shot stone. Second and third stone belong to Lukas Klima here. Klima has opportunity there with that pocket. Nice look there, real tight. You come around if you can come on down to the shot stone and McDonald and move it back just a touch, right? And maybe get a skosh of a roll. It's going to be really tough for Jordon to even score.
I think I like that call, Dave. Come down, give it a tiny little bump, sit in the pocket.
Yeah, there is plenty of room on the intern side there.
I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Almost want to sing the Jeopardy song here. Move that broom in just a little bit. See if that makes the difference. Taking his time. We'll see if they're going to go now. Just past the guard. Now you've got to let it curl. Yeah.
That's well thrown.
Yep.
Take another
Take a look at it again. Yep.
Yeah, as it comes on down. You see it's taking the curl at this time. Now they're trying to work it and get as much as they can. Come into contact so they can clear their own. And they leave themselves line 3 with McDonald in a world of hurt here.
Yeah. And he's got to be quite careful. Not quite sure what he's thinking here.
Well, he's looking at a couple different things, Chris. One thing he can do is he can run in that stone that's right in front of Derek and kind of push it back and over towards the button. The problem is, and they just touched this, Jordon just indicated that, he always has that tap does Klima on the intern side, so he has to be a little bit careful about that.
What do you think about the tap on the red, just moving it in?
That's right. That's, sorry if I sped through that. That was the first shot I suggested.
Oh, I thought you were talking about coming down and hitting it. So
nah, just kind of chiseling it in.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you just catch maybe a third of that rock, and you'll come off of the one that's on the left-hand side of the button as we can see it, but he wants to give himself a little bit more room. You throw this shot, you can get 3 of them to go. You'll get the stone that you hit, and you also get the one in the back of the button, get the one in the back of the forefoot. The problem is the stone on the side of the button on the left is never going anywhere. And then Klima's going to have a chance to throw a better one. So see how this works out for McDonald here.
Yeah, this is going to come out of his hand, I would say, with fairly distinctive weight. Give that a little push.
There's the 1, 2, and 3.
That's a pretty little shot.
Absolutely. Well, just the way I drew up in my head there and tried to illustrate it. You see, they just held on to it. Back and forth always means you're close. 1, 2, 3. Out the side door. Thank you very much. Now, I think Klima's best defense is to lie 2. And he can probably lie 2. If he draws down to that 1 in the back 8 and freezes right there, it's going to be very difficult for McDonald to sit to, I think, although there may be a play on that outside one. I do think that playing to the 1 in the back or even just dead straight killing it isn't the worst idea right now.
Well, they're looking at that one on the right-hand side here. Drawing the top 4 really does force it in behind that center guard.
Yeah, but if you get too deep, it's going to be accessible by that red there in the top 4 or even the long center. And if you let the long center come into play for anything, there's a possibility of a 3 spot. And Jordon is willing to take them on, as we've seen this week.
Well, I think they're drawing.
I think they're wise.
As the Jedi Master once said, see the smile. So he likes whatever they've called, which is the draw. This rock. A bit heavy.
Yeah, weight looks pretty good. It's because they want to get down to that guy in the back, so it can be welded there to be a catcher. That's about as
good as you can throw. Lots of room as he draws back 4. Frozen on that. Well, not quite. Little bounce. Comes up into play. And now Klima will draw down on top of it, I believe.
That's going to be the next call coming up, and it's Martin Jurek, the second for Team Klima. This team out of Prague in the Czech Republic. Prague, the biggest city in the capital.
Very nice facility as well.
It's a dedicated facility. I have not been there myself.
Yeah, it is a dedicated facility. It's got quite. It's down in a little bit of a valley, but very nice. Nice, very consistent. This one needs to curl a little bit more. Does not climb all the way, but nice shot all in all.
And Klima lies 1. It's second stone for McDonald. Third belongs to Klima here. So a little bit of an interesting choice to make. Could probably take it on from the intern side, but he's going to draw underneath without the advantage of the last stone. Likes the way the angles are working for him right now. So stone on the way from Derek.
Looking to get it in there. The rocks are just not curling on them right now. He gets a little bump, gets the roll. So it's in a great position now for first and second.
But unfortunately behind the tee line, and Klima's going to take advantage of that and lock in there because he got the catcher's mitt back there.
Well, if the runway was any bigger, put the 747 down and see what happens.
The Queen of the Skies, one of my favorite planes ever. See them trying to work this one over a touch. It's got the good line, just a little bit too heavy. It is going to unlock the 2 reds and move that yellow off to the wing. Might be able to bring it back into play later. It's not a stone that McDonald can afford to play with too much right now, although he is thinking about killing it. What do you think about killing of that one, Matt?
Well, it's Chris, but
I'm sorry, Chris.
That's okay. I've never been called Matt before, but that's all right.
Sorry, Chris.
So I'm not sure if I would want to kill it at this point in time. I almost want to draw down to it and freeze, but this is gonna. Oh, just got past that guard.
It is.
So it does the same thing. Gets rid of one of the yellow stones. Klima still with hammer. So see how this plays out here. That yellow. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
Well, see, by drawing down and freezing or coming up to it, I mean, you can tuck just slightly in behind that yellow stone.
And here's going to be the first stone for Marek Cernovsky. He's going to try to draw around cover here, back down to the one in the back 4 foot here.
Sorry about that, Dave. My dog decided to say hello to whoever knocked at my door there for a moment.
Well, and hello, Fido. We're happy to have you here. Make sure Fido smashes that like button and subscribes to us on YouTube. We could use all the help we can get at all the time.
All right. So now it's time to make the play. Trying to position the stone and move this one Out of play.
So here's the second and 2 and the fourth for Dallas Burgess.
He makes it past the guard. He does an excellent job. So now they're well positioned. They have 1 and 2 in, and this puts a lot of pressure on Klima in order to come up and get something else into play. Drawing down on top of that red isn't a bad idea. He's going to move the other one. So I think he likes that play. I like coming down there. If you move it back a little, that's okay as well.
Yeah, he's not doesn't want to give up on his hammer yet.
No, he's got to get something else in there, and by putting that rock on top, it's positioning himself well enough and far enough away from the other side to give himself an option.
So here's the second stone for Marek. Lukas on the line there. They passed the guard without a problem. Now they're going to try to walk it over that last little bit and freeze it right on. That's a well-thrown stone, and they will be shot stone.
That's a pretty little shot as we take another look at it if we can. There we go. It's all about rock management here and weight control, and this is beautifully done to bump it, get that stone in, and I think they actually got third out of that. So the opportunity for 2 is there.
And Jordon McDonald here, it looks like his call is to draw right back onto the corner of that guy that was just thrown. So you like that call, Chris?
Yeah, the other option is to actually come down and bump your stone, the red, at the top 8 back just enough to make it dangerous. And I think this is a good call. It's going to limit the options for Klima to get his 2. But we'll see the weight control. This side, it's been running a little bit straight. McDonald on the release. There it breaks. That broke early.
Samogoski trying to hold on. It's going to go over the top. Do they push it back far enough? Oh, I don't think so. Klima still lies 1.
Yeah, Klima still lies 1. Now he can come down and position. If he came down and sat on top of that red, he'd be lying 1 and 2. And it'd be hard to get that out if he froze to it. That may be the call. All right. Well, they've settled in here.
So Lukas Klima getting ready to throw his first of 2.
And they do have the hammer here.
Just making sure that they're lined up exactly the way they want to be. big shots. Here we are in the semis, or literally no tomorrow.
That's the big thing. Every shot counts.
It doesn't take too much when you get to be the higher level. So first and 2 for Klima is on the way. He's trying to get down there and lie to it by the time we're done with this. Just keep it clean.
So now it'll break. Holding the line. And you're going to get the little rub. And it's shot stone, of course, but it's easy enough to come down to it, and looking at possibly a double.
So McDonald, he has that double available. If you really hammer it, what will happen is, I think if he hits the one that's on the left as we're looking at it from the overhead, a little bit on the side, it will actually hit his own, direct it into the one in the back, and then his shooter should be able to make the double. I mean, I think he can throw this in live 4 when it's all done. I really do.
No, I think they're looking at it for sure. He's got to hit it. And he'll lose at least 2 stones, if not 3. All right. Well, that is not the call, I would think. Unless they're coming at it the opposite way. Where's the debate here, Dave?
Well, the call certainly made. I think he's just going to throw the out turn at it, as opposed to the in. We'll see how he sets up. He is setting up for the out turn. So Jordon McDonald, his final stone of the 4th end. Just looking to play not the big weight shot, but a little bit more of a finesse shot on in. He may have looked at that crazy shot and decided better of it. This is going to be past the high center. So the line is good. Come on down.
Looking to draw down.
Yep. Come on down to the one back and just lock it on. Don't move it. There you go. Shot stone for Jordon McDonald. Probably going to be pretty tough to get rid of that, Chris.
Well, it's all about risk reward, right? I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, there's a couple of... No, I am not sure I'd risk it. I'd want to just maybe draw down on that. And
well, you could, yeah. I mean, if he can, depends if what we can see out of the hack from that shot. But I think if you were to catch, if you see enough of it and catch half of it, should be able to shoot it out the side, and your shooter will dead jam onto the one in the rings.
No, I think they're just going to draw.
I'll take in the forces. Very wise. Never wanted to give up a steal at some point.
I got all sorts of wonderful sounds happening inside, out, and backwards here in my living room right now.
So Lukas Klima, he's facing one. It's going to be the final stone of the 4th end.
Watch the intensity.
He's facing one. Needs to come down to the one in the back to get his single to avoid the steal. Just cleaning it out. The line looks pretty good. Can they get it
line's perfect.
All the way there? All the way
Line's
there.
perfect. It's there. He gets his one for sure.
That's a single point for Lukas Klima. They take a 2-1 advantage here in Swift Current. We'll be back after this on Curling Stadium.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety Online?
And welcome back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It's the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout. Single point for Lukas Klima in end number 4. They have a 2-1 advantage. Jordon McDonald has the hammer going away here with the Red Stones in end number 5. Dave Schmel and Chris Stahl, happy that you're here with us this Sunday afternoon. It's been a great weekend of curling here at the Speedy Creek Shootout. All ramping up to the Worlds in Moose Jaw.
Absolutely. And this is one of those teams that should make a great showing at the Worlds. This rock makes its way down. Nothing too surprising in there. Everybody's playing safety net.
And taking a look at our other semifinals, Chris. Right now it's tied up at 2 between Jacob Libas and Riley Kleider. They're playing the 5th end, and Libas has the hammer.
Kleider's been playing great. We know of the big upset that Libas just did against Nicholas and the team out of Sweden. So they'll press the reset button before Worlds and get ready to take that one on. All right, this one making its way down.
Stone from Martin Jurek. Taps up. Still Klima line one. McDonald very close for second rock here.
All right. Well, Klima's got shot. And McDonald has hammer. So what are we going to do this time other than clean some rocks out of the way?
Well, this is going to be a situation which could call us for Derek to throw a little bit of a downweight shot, the red onto the yellow here, and it'll leave 3 reds in the control position. There you go. He taps the 1 onto the yellow, clips it up, and now the angle's just got a lot better for Team McDonald there.
So now they got to move it.
Klima entertaining the idea of running the whole pile back.
I don't mind that. I mean, early on, give yourself the opportunity, but I think they've looked at probably every opportunity and different shot that they possibly could right now. Settling in on the draw in behind the red guard, the red stone, sorry, just in behind the guard.
Second stone for Yorick in this end.
This looks like it's got a beauty. It's got to curl a bit more. It's got to come up. But the weight control was great. And they just maybe the 16th of a rock in behind that red one. Didn't go over very as much as they wanted to. So now I think McDonald might be looking at opening it up.
Yeah, it's about one of those things you see people position the stones, and when do you decide that it's time to abort? And he's gonna have, thinking he's gonna have Alex peel the big top one here.
Yeah, I hadn't heard the word abort in a little bit, so as they get prepped to set themselves up.
Abort, yeah. Abort, exit, hit Control, Alt, Delete, any of them. So Olofsson trying to hold the line here for Derek Similgowski as it comes on down. This one is jumping on him just a touch. Going to get the one, run the other one in, move the other two. Klima stones back, and they lie first and third after that. Great shot by Derek Similgowski. Well managed. Let's see that one again, Chris.
So the release is great and the weight's up. So it's all about the line and where this rock particularly hits. And it's going to hit just about perfect to move 1, move 2, move 3 to lie first and second, I believe.
First and third, but
maybe it's pretty close.
I'm willing to bet you a loony on it.
That's not fair. It's only worth 70 some odd cents.
I didn't say I was going to give you the better end of the bet. So here's the first and 2 for Marek Chernovsky. Pushes it back, tap, tap, jams on his own. The hands go up, but I'm not convinced it's as good of an outcome as they think it is.
No, neither am I. I mean, they really wanted to keep the pressure on him by doing that. This, although difficult, is not unheard of for McDonald to be able to do something to get a couple more. And I like this call. Come in, pump the yellow back, roll over.
Yeah. Take care of the one that's on the top of the forefoot first. Roll in front, and then address that little winger there later, and hopefully eventually you can bring back in the stone in the back. I have a pretty good feeling that stone in the back 8 is going to be counting by the time we're done. Nothing really goes onto it right now, angle-wise.
Just looking to do the hit and the roll on right on.
So a fall to his third, Dallas Burgess. Now, this team has been playing together for a long time. Burgess and McDonald have played many years on the same squad through juniors. I believe the entire team is still under 25 years of age.
Here's the release. There's the break. It's past the guard, getting the play, doesn't get the roll, but gets rid of the one and sets themselves up very nicely in order to look at the steal. I think it's a steal. Who has hammer? I forgot.
McDonald has it's red hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know why I'm saying steal.
So the second stone of the end on the way from Merrick. Cernovsky looking to rearrange the deck chairs a little bit. It's very important that they keep themselves in a position in front. And they do that, but they just remove the one. It's going to be an opportunity now for Jordon McDonald to... I see them taking a look at that double. What do you think of the double, Chris?
Well, is it necessary? I mean, they're in a position to where they can do it. And how is it going to help them other than perhaps set up for 4? They do have hammer, so this is probably what they're looking at right now. You've got to get the roll across.
On the way from Burgess, Olfson trying to carve it over. Olfson on it. Get the one. Do you get over it? No, you're going to slip just underneath and out the side door. They still sit 1-3. It's 2 and 4 for Klima.
So can he get the double now? That's the question.
I think Nose will do it, and that will get him out of the end. Now, where the stones are going to be located, McDonald might have a chance to get back to a blank, but we got to make this one first.
I don't think McDonald's maybe not as happy as the outcome wasn't bad, but definitely wanted to get that second one. So now this is the setup, as mentioned, straight on the nose, should get both of them.
So Lukas Klima, his first of 2 in end number 5. Klima and Jurek back and forth. They kind of like it. You're on the one, get the one in the back, and there you go. How about that, sports fans? Let's see that again.
So the release is well done. You can see the focus, see the concentration. Makes contact, hits it
awesome, but make the first two to start. Olsen working it over.
Better hit it on the high side.
It overcurled on him.
One.
Yep, overcurled. Got way too much of that stone and just never got out to the broom, I think.
Yeah, that's hard to say. I mean, there's an opportunity now to go in behind the center guard, well, off center guard, and really put the pressure on now. See what happens here.
So final stone of the fifth end for Lukas Klima.
Looking to come around.
Looking to make the takeout.
Yeah, looking to make the takeout. Oh, and getting through.
Did not make it. He basically split the uprights, doinked his way through, and it's going to be a free shot for a deuce for Jordon McDonald. And just take a look at that delivery.
Yeah, I had the totally wrong call here, Dave. So this comes down, skidding through, plays a bumper ball. And
so Jordon McDonald got a little bit of an early Christmas present here. Has an open hit for two to take a 3-2 advantage after 5. Final stone of the fifth end. McDonald with the delivery on the way. Olsen, Semilgowski with him. Now trying to just walk it over a touch. Just need to make contact. Stay in the rings. You're on it. And there you go. 1 and 2 for red. They take a 3-2 advantage. Klima will have the hammer when we come back. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
The people have spoken, the votes are in, and the players are ready to rock. At curling's first ever All-Star event, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th, where 13 of the world's best men's and women's curlers face off for a star-studded celebrity pro-am, a unique skills competition, and an all-star skins game you won't want to miss. Got a ticket? We'll see you in Music City. Don't have one? Better hurry. They're going fast. The 2025 TCG All-Star Game, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th. Let's rock.
Hi, I'm Jane.
And I'm Rick, and Jane and I are the owners of Sprague Foods Limited here in Belleville, Ontario, in the Bay of Quinte area. We're a food processing facility, and we can a whole range of products, including soups and sauces and rice pudding and beans.
Welcome back to the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout for the Swift Current Curling Club. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. Beautiful weather. And it was Jordon McDonald scoring an unexpected deuce in end number 5 to take a 3-2 lead. Klima has the hammer in the all-important 6th end. And they're moving into that all-important 6th end also in the other semifinals, where Ryland Kleider just took 2 with hammer to take a 4-2 lead over Libis. So that game playing the 6th end with Libis having hammer. Dave Schmel and Chris Dahl at the end. We see a no tick zone violation there, so the Rocks have to go back.
Examination on perfection. Yellowstone will come out of play. As we saw in the last end, Klima kind of bumper card through, and that really was the first miss I've seen of him throughout this game.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate, and looking back at it, it appears that it may have been just thrown just a little bit heavier, and that's where that communication from the front end down to whoever's calling line in the house is so vital. Maybe they would have had a chance to try to carve that over, but you can't cry about spilt milk. All you can do is ask the cat to lick it up.
This one makes its way into the house. Nice slate.
Good shot for Semilgoski. McDonald top and back of the 4-foot and a center guard. So Klima's going to have to start to feel a little bit uncomfortable with that. Both teams are going to play hard to score here in the 6th. Are you a big believer in the even end theory, Chris?
No, I'm not a big believer in any of that. I'm a big believer in make your shots and you'll win the game.
That does usually help for sure.
I mean, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, depending on how you want to play. It also depends on who you play with. Wheelchair game slightly different than the able-bodied game. Well, a lot different. No sweepers, so you gotta be precision execution because you have no help in doing it.
Now, I do at one of the clubs I play at. I'm a member of the Bucks County Curling Club and the Pittsburgh Curling Club, and a big adaptive. We're fully accessible at both clubs, but we have a good number, several adaptive players at Pittsburgh, and they just work in the regular leagues. And actually, our wheelchair curlers often have the benefits of sweeping. Because
that's club play, right?
Yeah, for club play for sure.
Shevanoski with the release. Looks like nice controlled weight. They're going to start to work it now. Looked pretty nice right out of his hand, actually.
And that guard goes back up, and they lie 2 in the rings. Room for Klima to get around if he likes. Where do you think the best spot is for a stone there, Chris?
For Klima right now?
Mm-hmm.
Clean out the front.
All right, we'll see what he goes with.
Open it up. That's what you got to do. Gonna take 2, yellow on to red. I think he's got to leave himself an opportunity and be able to get to those rocks, and the easiest way to do that is not to have anything in your way.
So on the way from Martin Jurek. Klima trying to carve it over a touch. They're going to slash it. Unfortunately, they do leave their guard dead jammed there. So it gives an opportunity for McDonald to throw another one. It's going to be behind the wrong color, but they'll have an opportunity in line 3.
Yeah, that did not work out the way Klima wanted, and you can see a little drop in the shoulders, and McDonald climbing the hill of confidence.
Here's Dallas Burgess. I've seen Dallas play very well this weekend, as has his whole team, but been impressed with a lot of the shot making and really the line calls that he's made this week.
Really working this one in order to get it down there. And I think it's going to be a little bit lighter than what they wanted.
Yeah, a little bit light, but be nice if they can catch. There you go. They caught just a corner underneath, so now that center guard doesn't run.
So, do you open it up? Do you make a play on something in the back?
Well, at this point, right there where they put it, this is the old theory that if I'm Lukas Klima and I didn't throw a stone, where would the other guy put it? He would put it right there. So let's go there first.
Both those rocks are basically behind the tee line, so more backers than anything else, but they've been able to bite a few of the teams this week by not addressing them. We saw that last night where Biter got 5.
This one a little bit light as well out of the hand of Merrick. They do get it by. How far back can they get it? They'd love to bite a piece of the 4-foot. Oh, big brush by the front end. Nice scrub.
But it's wide open.
You can see about half the rock.
And they'll make that play on it. They hit that on the high side, and they'll be line 3.
Second and 2 from Burgess. Samogoski trying to get it over there. They got to move it back. Do they move it back far enough?
Nope.
They jam it back under their own. It's very good in the fact that it does shrink the scoring zone, though. Not a lot of room for Klima to score a big crooked number.
Yeah, big crooked number. All right.
You haven't worked with me. You haven't worked with me, Chris. I got terminology for everything.
This is a new one. This will open it up. Gives him, by opening it up, it gives him more of an opportunity to be able to get those multiples that he needs this late in the game. The release is good. Wide open.
It does open it up, but at the same time means it's also open for McDonald to make a play here. And he can simply fire away, I think, at that yellow, clear it out, and it's going to be really tough to score multiples.
It depends on how close it is there. I mean, he could be looking at the jam.
Is there ever a world where you just throw a redstone right on top of that yellow and draw?
You stack them and rack them. I mean, that's it's always a possibility. That would really put the pressure on, and then they'd have to move them around. Klima would definitely have to move them around quite a bit. I don't mind that call at all. Or do exactly that. Tap that one back.
Both very valid.
I don't think that yellow stone, unless you threw like a ton of weight, is going to go very far, and you're going to definitely risk the possibility of the jam on that red stone, because I think they're almost sitting on top of one another.
Oh, if you hit it, you lose it for sure. The one in the red in the back for sure, but they're offset enough that these rocks have been springy enough. From what I've seen this week, this is like the 8th draw I've been on. There's enough spring to kill it. I just don't know if that's the best shot.
I like drawing down.
Oh, I mean,
but
if I'm throwing it, yeah. If I'm throwing it, yes. But these guys, they're just so precise with their upweight shots.
Watch for some rock movement here.
Yep, I think he's probably going to throw maybe 7.5 or 8 at this. 7.5 most likely. So, Jordon McDonald and his squad from Winnipeg. He's ready with his first of 2 and then number 6. He's looking to bring the heat and eject this yellow stone out the side door. Semilgowski picks it up. Got to hold it straight. Got to skinny that guard. You skinny it, pop it out. Away it goes, and they lie too.
Well, that was probably a 7 out of his hand, I would think. We don't have a time on it, but that's a great shot.
See, big
drives it down.
Yep. Called and made. Well executed. Good team shot there by them. Now Klima really want to score 2 and 6. Might be faced with the possibility of a blank attempt. He's going to try to manufacture himself a deuce, I think, Chris.
Well, we'll have to see. I think the object here is to roll over.
Yep, he wants to roll just in front of it, set up the jam. So here's Klima. With his first of 2 in the 6th.
Release is solid. They jump on it quite out of his hand.
Get the one
and skinny past the other. That's gotta hurt.
It's certainly not the outcome he was looking for, and now McDonald has to decide, and he has decided he's going to put the force on here and split the rings.
Well, I think you don't have any choice in the matter. Force him to draw.
Oh yeah, but you can force him to draw one of 2 different ways. I mean, you can make it draw open, or you could throw a draw in front of your own and maybe tempt him into making a hit and jam and not get it the way he wants to. That's just that's all, whatever you're more comfortable with. This gives him the benefit if he gets to clock another draw in a direction which he hasn't really thrown himself yet. So it's going to school on it a little bit. You see Olsen had his stopwatch there. Got a short time on it.
Line looks good. Is it going to sit down? Should. Nice. Nice shot.
That's pretty even. I don't even think Kevin Cooey would try that.
Oh, Kevin would. I'm fairly certain Kevin would try. something like that. I mean, they are staggered enough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
draw.
Yeah, but he'd only play that if there's only 3 seconds left on his game clock. So facing 2, Lukas Klima. Final stone of the 6th end.
This is just a straight draw. That would even the game up at 3-3, heading into 7.
Needs to draw the 8-foot. Has Jurek and Klima with him. This needs to come off the good. Comes off the guard. Just came off the guard. Now you got to get it home. Got to get almost all the way up to the 4-foot. No, and it's light. It's light, and it will be a steal, a 2 for Jordon McDonald. He takes a 5-3 lead after 6. We'll be back shortly here on Curling Stadium.
Team Homan rocks. Team Mowat rocks. But who rocks harder? On April 7th, we'll find out. Presented by Rio Mare, join us in Toronto at the Curling Group's first ever Battle of the Sexes, as world number 1 Team Homan takes on world number 1 Team Mowat in a head-to-head charity curling skins game with a twist. 8 ends, 4 rule changes, and curling like you've never seen before. Watch it live on the Grand Slam of Curling website, app, and YouTube, with celebrity coaches and special guest appearances. The Curling Group's first ever Rio Mare Battle of the Sexes, April 7th, Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto. Get your tickets now at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Hey Ben, what's the odds?
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Welcome back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It was Jordon McDonald with an unexpected steal of 2 in the 6th. And Klima has their work cut out for them. They trail by 3. Klima has the hammer. Here in the semifinals of the Speedy Creek Shootout, brought to you by Curling Stadium. And Chris, that was a tough one there for Klima.
Yeah, McDonald's been playing lights out. Seems to have his game dialed in, and the calling card on Klima here. And Klima's got to get something up to be able to use later on in the end, and that's exactly what he's looking at doing.
And in our other semifinal score update, Libas scored a single against Kleider in the 6th. Kleider has the hammer with a 4-3 advantage playing the 7th end. So you see Klima with the stacked corners there. Now, that's a personal preference, but I'm going to ask you, Crystal, what's your preference? Do you like the corners on either side, or do you like the stack?
No, I like the corners because it depends on which way they're going to come at you. If you have the corners, it gives you a lot more options. I know that the preference is moving towards the double stack, and we see that being executed by both teams in different relations, whether it be in the center or be it in the guard position, as this one itself is going to be coming down and moving and bumping just a little bit.
So a stone from Semilgoski taps the one up in the rings. They lie 3 in the rings. Klima's deciding whether he's going to address one of them now or just draw under. Maybe a little hit and roll under. You don't want to obsess with the stones in the middle, but you can't ignore them too much either.
Well, that's what happened to him the last end, and that's why they got the big end there. Looked like they're playing the hit and the roll underneath that top red.
Right.
We know that Connor has got his cheering jersey on for McDonald.
This one is curling very hard. Going to be very close to their high guard. They wick on it. They're going to get a little lucky and roll into the middle, frozen onto the top 4. So the miss turned out not so terrible.
I love your mechanism here for turning negatives into positive as we watch the peel happen here.
I mean, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's not all storm clouds either.
Well, you can't bring Rocky into this one. Come on now. I know he's getting beat up, but you have to bring the Rocky into it. Nice peel. Wouldn't expect any less.
Good peel out of Semilgoski. Still 1 and 2 for McDonald. So do you like coming down to your own yellow there, Chris, or maybe just tap it up a little bit so you can slowly move the rocks back?
Yeah, I like the jostle just a little bit. It gives you a little bit more play, makes them have to figure out which one that they're going to address in order to limit. They're still looking at coming around the corner. I don't like that many red without position. Yellow means what would McDonald do? Would McDonald just throw up the guard, or would he come down and make a play on it? I mean, he's in the driver's seat a little bit here. Giving up 1 wouldn't be bad. Giving up 2
still wouldn't be bad.
Well,
you'd have the hammer in the 8th. Up 1, he'd be pretty happy with that.
Well, do you like the up 1 in with hammer or down 1 with hammer?
Being up 1 with hammer, yes, I think I prefer being up 1 with to down 1 with all day, twice on Sunday. But yeah, Klima, I think he's going to have to play a little jostle here.
He could accomplish that if he comes down, jostles it enough, and rolls over. That would get what he wanted. Originally, he's looking at getting the rock to go in behind that yellow guard, trying to set up. The rocks are in good position. I just don't like the number of rocks which are in there right now. So I think the jostle may be he can accomplish both. Bump it, roll over. Timeout's being called.
Yep, timeout's been called.
And I haven't seen too many timeouts called.
Oh, we're not on the clock. It just gives the opportunity to bring your
coach in.
Yep.
We saw that the other day in the the Korean game, where they brought the coach in. I personally really like the jostle here.
And seeing you're actually using a word that's in my curling vernacular. Just kind of rearrange the deck chairs, because at this point, I mean, you threw the corner guard, but the chance that you're going to be able to get over to it isn't as good as you would like right now. So you're kind of stuck with what you got. A lot of these rocks are going to be played in the rings for the rest of the end, most likely. So the coach is out on the adjacent sheet.
Yeah, so they've called, I think they're calling for the jostle here.
And yeah, tap that, split it over, and then spin the shooter maybe underneath the corner guard into the 12-foot, or right in the edge of the 8.
Yeah, you don't want it to go the other way, though, where you come all the way across and roll out into the open on the opposite side, because that might leave a double depending on where that yellow stone goes. So you'll see the jostle being played here. That's in the playbooks. But he doesn't want to throw it so hard that the shooter spills out either. So he's got to watch for that.
What kind of weight do you think you should throw here?
Back 12, maybe?
All right. So we'll see if we get that back 12 weight. Here's Martin Jurek with his second of 2 here in the 7th. Chernovsky on the inside. Klima on the outside. Now Klima trying to work it over a little bit. They're going to get that tap. Push it back. He did rearrange the deck chairs. Very importantly, both McDonald stones are behind the tee line. And I believe they have shot stone for the moment.
Yeah, I think they wanted that to stay up a little bit more to be able to create some space.
Now, do you think you see enough of that to play the double, or?
Oh, yeah. There's enough of it to play the double.
Is there enough to make the double?
Yeah, I mean, the yellow stone at the top of the 4 is going to not come into play if you hit it on the high side. You'd have to, I don't think at any point in time you're running the risk of taking your own rock out. I mean, you hit that on the nose, that spills. You're sitting one at the full 8. That puts the pressure on. That sits 4. And then Klima's got to address it. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
So here's Dallas Burgess. Is first of 2. Coming here with good pace, trying to rain down the sword of Damocles on this stone. Olsen trying to hold it. Oh, they grab the guard, and it goes right on by.
Yeah, I think he pushed that out of his hand, and that's why it wrecked. Let's watch.
Yeah, pretty clean, actually, but...
Did he put the broom down in the wrong place then?
would have to venture that that's the case. Don't tell mom. Skips aren't always perfect.
All right, looking to draw in behind the two yellows. Trying to get to the button. Not sure that's enough ice.
I think he may just be playing a guard here.
You think?
So it's on the way from Merrick.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Dave. I think.
Oh, no, I think you were right. Merrick and Lukas have been playing together for about 14 years now, so the two know each other extremely well. That's well executed. They lie 2 right now. So danger starting to lurk for McDonald. The good thing about wrecking on their own now is that this is wide open as the prairie. There they go.
Splits those, and now right back at you.
Absolutely. Wide open, and that all of a sudden the Klima rock looks really lonely. Let's take a look at this delivery from Burgess again.
So you see his positioning's a little bit more to the left. Not that it matters, but that's a great throw.
So Klima desperately needs to score 2 at the very bare minimum. So it's going to be almost impossible to get 3s. Problem is his going to be tight to the guard. Needs to sit down. Came back probably a little bit too far. And I'm pretty sure that they can kill both of them. What do you think, buddy?
100%. I'd be salivating at this opportunity. I mean, the double's there all day, and there's actually very little risk, depending on how well you executed, of moving that red stone in behind the yellow. It's just perfectly stacked up. Hit that yellow, and that'll go to the other yellow, and then skinny out the other side. No question about it, Dave.
All right, sounds like a good plan. So, Lukas Klima.
Let's phone it in.
Oh, he's got the call. We just get to watch him do it. His first of 2 here in the 7th. On the way for Jordon McDonald. 1 and 2. There they go. You lost one of yours, but who cares?
Absolutely. Let's see that one. One more time. This comes down, not a lot of need to work it. It's positioned well. They hit the 1, hit the 2, redirects 1. But great shot.
Great execution. Now it will leave Klima this opportunity. He's going to try a draw underneath his corner guard and get himself a skipper's deuce. That's where you just turn around to your team and say, "It's all right, boys, I got you."
Well, we've seen him execute well all week, but now, I'm not quite sure he was totally expecting this out of the McDonald team. Sets that.
First and 2 on the way for Klima.
Gotta come over.
That comes on over, gets a piece. It's shot stone for now, but not in the best of positions.
Yeah, they're going to make a run at this one. Come on down, bump that back, making it pretty much impossible to get to.
And in our, yeah, for sure. Just an update in our other semifinal. Jacob Libis just stole 3 to take a 6-4 lead. So they're playing the 8th end. Kleider has the hammer, and he needs 2 to force an extra 3 to win. So huge steal there to flip the script on Ryland Kleider. So Jordon McDonald, his final stone of the 7th. Trying to walk on down there and punch out this rock. Olfson trying to carve it over. Gets past it.
Gotta let it go a little bit.
Got it, no problem. And roll underneath for good measure. Nice shot by J-Mac there. So now the force is on. It'll be Lukas Klima. He's facing 3. Final stone of the 7th end. He needs the 4-foot.
So the release is solid. As we've seen, it depends on how much this is going to break, and he's thrown light a couple of times. Hasn't got enough to get there.
Stone on the way down. Up into the 12, sweep it into the 4. No problem for the skipper here. He gets his single point, but still trails by 2. McDonald has a hammer. We go to the 8th. After this, you're watching Curling Stadium.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
I have an idea. Welcome back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It's the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout. This is the semifinals between Jordon McDonald and Lukas Klima. I'm Dave Schmel, joined by Chris Dawes. Connor Sims is on the production. And we have Jordon McDonald holding a 2-stone lead with the hammer in end number 8.
Yeah, so that's I don't understand how he thinks he's going to get a steal of 2, but well, it's not unheard of.
Oh, the 5-rock rule. It's certainly something that's possible. Now, one thing that's interesting here is that stone did not reach the center line. So Jordan is actually going to tick it into the house to get it out of the way, because he is allowed to move it. He's just, since it's not in the center line, he can move it out of the free guard zone as long as it remains in play. Just need to catch a piece of, yeah, they just flash it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So another guard's going to be on the way for Klima.
That may have been the opportunity. A little early to say that, but we've seen worse outcomes.
Well, if he didn't go for a shot like that, you might as well throw it through the rings, because you really don't even need a rock in play if you're Jordon McDonald right now.
No, it's all about control up front.
And now with their 5 rocks having been thrown, McDonald can begin the hit parade. Lining this up for Derek. He thinks he can make the double peel. Just a matter whether he takes it on the inside or over the top. And Semilgoski delivers his stone on the way. Chop it up over the top, and there you go. Nice double peel. Derek Semilgoski. Take another look at that there, Chris.
Yeah, you can see him set up. He's been throwing precise and big weights all game. Don't think he missed the 1, and he gets 1, 2, and the other corner guard really not going to help Klima at this point. Maybe get down on top of that red one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of folks would throw another center guard here and hope for a stick. Gonna need more rocks in play. Ultimately, your goal is probably to try to make sure McDonald has to throw his last stone at this point. But that was such a beautiful throw by Semilgoski there. He has just effortless power. Just straight leg drive, nice and smooth. Beautiful deliveries all weekend long, as he had said.
Just drawing around. This is light.
Well, they're playing a second guard
Double
here.
stack. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to stack him, even though you'd prefer to have center guards, they just need something that falls under the definition of guard. So figure it's tougher to make the double peel, and they'll at least have a guard left after this.
Well, talk about double peels. I think you're about to maybe see one.
Second stone for Semilgoski. Throwing the out turn. Carve it over just a touch. You're only going to get the top guy. And through the rings. That's really all you had to accomplish there. So a good pair for Derek.
4 rocks left. You need 2.
Yeah, very soon the math will not math anymore. So here's Marek Chernovsky. They're going to play the guard again.
And that's interesting. You need to get something into play, I would think. The double guard isn't going to help you this late. I mean, a few rocks ago, of course, but
well,
how do you manufacture 2 with 3 stones and nothing in?
Well, the idea is they're going to hope that this goes away. Draw now, then throw the come around. So you're going to see either a come around or a freeze now. We're going to play the freeze first, it looks like.
Yeah, and I think I called that about 2 shots ago. So perhaps a little bit of off timing, but
yeah, I would probably throw the come around first and make McDonald take on the run back. Hope that that's missed and then freeze the other one. Then you'll be sitting 2 in the rings and you're at least going to force McDonald to throw his last stone eventually.
Well, would McDonald even need to throw his last stone? It's the 8th then.
If Klima's sitting 2, he'd have to throw it.
But they're going to just take this stone out in about 2 seconds.
Well, they're going to give it a shot. They did a good job of not making it easy. Still certainly can be made. But it certainly can be missed as well. And he recognizes the guard can be the danger rock right now. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just peel the guard here, Chris.
I think he's making a play. I don't disagree with you, but I think he's going to make a play at the doubles.
I'll at least throw it over there and take a shot at it, but make sure you make contact with the guard. Get the double, well, then you're quite happy. Dallas Burgess with his final stone of the 8th. Gonna get the one, scooter on over. Do you get the double? No, you don't. It jammed right on.
So there's the opening now.
Yeah, that's what Klima was playing for. The best he could ask for. So take a look at this delivery. Up and over.
Just stay on top there a bit.
Yeah, got the jam, but now Klima's going to just split the rings for the rest of the end and hope need some help from McDonald, but that's pretty much all you could do.
Klima sets up. Clean release. Sees that intensity. He's got that intense look.
And if you have a second screen available and can pull up the other game, Ryland Kleider has a shot for the win in the other semifinal, a shot to take 3. Double takeout, so grab your phone or your second device and hit the other matchup real quick. But right now, McDonald is going to take this out and probably throw one more takeout. Jordon McDonald with his first to 2 of the 8th. He gets a hit, sticks right there. In the other semifinals, Kleider with the hit and stick, and he scores 1, 2, 3, and the game over there. So it will be Rylan Kleider advancing to the final to face the winner of this game. And if Jordon McDonald has his way, it's going to be him, and he'll find out the next stone.
I think there's a great opportunity here for McDonald just to grow as a skip. He's been developing over the years, and I think this is just absolutely fantastic. He will have the opportunity. Klima Stone making the way down.
Just needs to get it in the rings, force McDonald to make his last shot. They do lie too. So it'll be this open hit for Jordon McDonald to advance to the finals. We had 18 teams start this weekend. We got down to 8 this morning.
Yep, 8 this morning, and then down to our semis.
And it'll be 2 in just a moment. Jordon McDonald, final stone of the 8th, to the advance to the finals of the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout. Keeping the broom down, keeping it clean. You're on it, you got it, no problem. And that's a win right there. It will go down officially as 5-4, but McDonald will advance to the finals over Lukas Klima. And Chris, what are your key takeaways from that game?
Well, I think it's all about execution and being able to address the stones early enough. I don't think that Klima addressed the positions early enough. A couple of misses in a few ends really hurt them. I think where he skinnied through the 2 stones was a key turning point, or I guess the turning point of the game. It's been fun. Loved calling the game with you, Dave. Thanks for having me on the Curling Stadium.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. All of us here. Now, we're scheduled for 5:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Mountain for our finals. As soon as the ice crew gets a sheet ready, we'll give these guys a little bit of a break. I'd anticipate probably a 5:45 start if I was a wagering man, 5:45 or 6. But we'll just keep it right here. And we'll have the finals with you shortly. I'll be joined by Jim Nix. But right now, for Chris Dahl, Counter Sims, Cailey, and Jerry Gertz, I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you so much for watching Curling Stadium.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep